So I don't know how I completely went from fuck Historia, I hate that bitch, I hope she gets what's coming to her, she annoyed me for the last time, to oh, Roy, Isayama trolled us into thinking something, but it really wasn't in the end. Yeah. So this chapter of Titan, for the most part, it did a couple different things. We got a little bit of progression, and I think that I was like, what the fuck? Because at the end of last week's chapter, or last month's chapter, shall I say, it was basically hinted, okay, Historia turned into this big-ass Titan, and then we find out in this one that it was completely not what we had thought at the end, so Isayama kind of trolled us there at the end of last month's chapter, and I just gotta say, the whole thing with Historia, or if you want to say Krista / Historia because of some of the characters that she was involved with mentally in this chapter, the thing with the connection with Ymir and her sister and these thoughts, I think it was symbolic, but then at the same time, maybe possibly Ymir is connected in a weird way to the race family, because it was like Ymir is what she felt after, or the life that she kind of wanted to lead after when she was younger and kind of being confined and everything that they put her through in the end, but her sister was what she was before, and I think that it was supposed to be symbolic or whatever, but it just confused the fuck out of me for a little bit of the chapter, because it's like, why the fuck is Ymir coming out of nowhere? I know that they had this connection or whatever and they were supposed to be close, but it just kind of felt random, like Ymir out of nowhere, hey, I'm a dyke. And now immediately jumping into the whole ideology regarding the first king and how he felt that Titans needed to rule over humanity. What I'm imagining it is something along the lines of like One Piece or Sensui from Yu Yu Hakusho's backstory, where humanity did some terrible things, horrific things, and these people felt like humanity needs to be boarded, because if they don't, ultimately they become animals themselves. So we need to put these barriers and these restrictions as to what they can and can't do. Like, for example, you know, when Sensui, he found out what humanity was really like, he went fucking buck wild and just said, fuck humanity in general. One Piece, you know, you have the erased history, you know, the hidden history of what happened in the world, the void century, so to speak. And I think that that's what we're getting here as well. I think there was something where humanity, maybe it's, who knows, the modern world today was ultimately like this, and humanity was so fucked up or something, and then eventually it went into primitive roots because people felt it needed to go that way, and the king felt that the Titans needed to rule people and put fear into their hearts so that way they don't become the animals that these Titans basically are. And it's just crazy how they look at it like that's God. So God is basically somebody that has the power to stop all the pain, but won't. And I'm not getting into a religious debate. I'm just saying as far as the confines of the story. And at the end of the day, if one person, you know this person actually has the power, you can talk to them, you can touch them, and they're like, no, I know something, I would be like, yo, what the fuck? Let me know what the hell it is so I can fucking either talk to you about it or try to convince you otherwise. Because at the end of the day, regardless of how shitty humanity can be, I don't think they deserve to be confined within these walls, you know, with these monsters that are breathing down our neck and can kill us at any given second. Like, that's not the way to go. And there's just so many secrets and connections and everything. Like, why did, you know, the Armored and Colossus, why did they decide to break the walls? Who's behind all this? So there's a lot of connections regarding not only just the king and this godly power to basically finally wipe out the Titans in general, but why people are doing this, these people behind the scenes that want to constantly get rid of humanity as well. And I think that this god power definitely needs to get put back in somebody's hands, because that was probably the only thing stopping, you know, basically these Titans from wiping out humanity, this power. And Eren's father kind of fucked it up. Now, what the fuck was up with that liquid? That the motherfucker just fell on it and turned into that giant ass skeleton Titan. And I don't necessarily think, I don't know if it's that he turned into it and he just had no control or whatever, because he didn't immediately go for Eren. So either he wasn't lying when he said that he cannot become basically this god, maybe only select people can become this god, maybe he had to be the, you know, kind of like the wine holder, so to speak, to God, and that's why he didn't immediately go to eat Eren, because he cannot get this power because it won't work the same way, or there's some duties or something along the lines of that. So still some mystery behind it, but my gosh, like, it's been a while since we had a Titan and something like this big of a shocking revelation, like, you know, the ape Titan, you know, the gorilla Titan and the Colossus returning and everything, and now this motherfucker takes the cake because he's taller than the Colossus. He's just a giant skeleton. So I'm curious to see, is there going to be more to this? I mean, at the end of the day, the end of the chapter was a huge setup for Eren versus this big ass motherfucker, but what can he do? Can he actually, because we know the Colossus can't move fast. He could use those teleporting techniques and, you know, he's strong as hell, but he can't move fast. So I'm imagining that this dude won't be able to as well, although he did say that he got the best of the best. So maybe he mixed and matched and now he can do the best of, you know, some abilities and the best of other abilities. Who knows? And I would say the best thing that this chapter did is finally, first of all, get rid of the bullshit with Historia. It made us all, like, the past couple of chapters want to fucking rip her head off. Like, you piece of shit. The fact that she redeemed herself, realized what was right and what was wrong, said fuck you to her father, and basically saved Eren. And even though she still feels like a monster, at the end of the day, she did the right thing. And as a character that I wanted to just beat the living dog shit out of, I'm glad that she went the right path and kind of made me, it redeemed the character to a certain extent. So I'm not completely like, fuck Historia at this point. I'm just kind of like, okay, you made the right decision. It took you long enough, bitch. And I'm just curious, are we gonna get this massive brawl next chapter with this giant skeleton motherfucker and Eren? Or is he gonna completely melt down or something? Because how can something contain that stature? Like, the cave is, you know, collapsing with all of them inside there because this motherfucker's so big and heavy. And to be honest with you, while this chapter did have some progression, I mean, at the end of the day, it went from kind of like uncertainty to basically, okay, Eren is seemingly gonna fight possibly this Titan or whatever. Not the biggest in progression. I think it did some decent stuff, and it kind of went into Historia's character a little bit, clearing things up, making us not want to kill her. But yeah, it was a good chapter for the most part. Good to very good, I would say. It moved things along, and we're finally going to get out of this giant fucking cave, and everybody's there now, so we progressed that. Everybody finally met back up or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it, last week's chapter, or last month, I keep saying week, last month's chapter ended with basically the transformation, and this month, really, we just, got a clarification of who transformed, and Eren is about to hopefully go ham. I mean, I did feel a little bit like, come on, Eren, what the fuck? Just get up off the floor already. Stop saying, oh, I thought I was humanity's one hope. Okay, you're not. Just fucking get up and do something. And I don't know why I got a chuckle out of one translation that called him a shirtless wonder. I think John called him that. I was like, shirtless wonder, really? So yeah, 7.5 to an 8 for this chapter. To be honest with you, it just felt like we got trolled last month in a sense of like who transformed or whatever, and this month was kind of clarifying who did it. The Ymir shit made sense, but still random at the same time. Like, why the fuck is Ymir here at this particular pivotal point of what's going on? Like, is Ymir connected? Bloodline? Was it symbolic to Historia's character? Just like, in general, just what the fuck are you doing, bitch? But yeah, for the most part, got things moving. Pretty decent chapter. Again, 7.5 to an 8 for this one. Let me know what you guys thought of this one. Is there going to be a big brawl with Eren and this giant-ass Titan next month's chapter? How things is going to go down? What did you think about Historia's character kind of being redeemed to some extent? Do you think, like, okay, she was confused, but she finally made the right choice, and now she's going to be on her road? It's kind of like a lot of characters, like when John didn't know what to choose, like about killing humans or not or whatever. Historia had to make her choice, and finally she did. It took, you know, some random visions of some dyke and her crazy ass sister, but she made it. And overall thoughts of the chapter. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.